In 2025, I sold over $1 million worth of product on Amazon, and this is episode 18 of me scaling my business to $3 million this year with online arbitrage. One thing before we get into the video, if you guys haven't subscribed to the newsletter yet, link is in the description. I give free game on here once a week on Wednesdays, teaching you how to start or scale your arbitrage business. And this week, we're going to talk about how the first week of May went and just some of the stuff that I was working on before I actually went to Miami Seller Conference this week. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the numbers for this week. So it's going to be the first week of May. So we bought over 1,500 units with an average cost of good of about $31.19, an ASP of 58.20. We bought 85 unique ASINs this week at an ROI of 33% and then a margin of about 17.7%. Estimated sales on that's right around 88K with a spend of 47,000, and we have another 15K of spend on hold, so already off to a really electric start for the first week, and profits are looking to be about 12K, right around there estimated. So after that, net margin comes out to being about 14.37, and that's kind of like what we're working with. Because this is the first week of May, the exact same thing will be shown here on the spreadsheet, so you guys can see everything looks the exact same. I will have more official numbers for like the end of April profits once my bookkeeper gets everything set up and everything like that, but it might not be super accurate just because of the extra like DD7 that was just released on Seller Central, so that's kind of messing up payouts right now. So we'll see if that actually comes out and then, makes my books inaccurate or whatnot. And if it does, we'll just use some rough estimates through like my overhead from the bookkeeper and things like that. But just to give you guys another thing that we can take a look at here is simply going to be our Seller Central payouts. Okay, so we can see that so far in the first week, I've collected about $52,000 in payouts. So with all that out of the way, we can go ahead, hop into Seller Board, and then I'll be able to show you guys sort of what we've sold this week, our, gross margins, and then not only that, return rates and things like that. Okay, so into the first week of May here, you guys can see I've sold over 100K worth of inventory, over 1,900 units, 99 refunds, and a gross profit of $18,000, which is really good for the margin. So super happy about that. If we take a look more into the in-depth numbers here, still working on getting the refund rate down. Right now we're at about a 5.21%. I do have some new software changes that I have planned for this month that are going to help with replens and essentially allowing me to be more on top of them while showing return rates. So I know Sellerboard already does this, but I think where Sellerboard lacks is the ability to filter through your replens. So I'm making custom software so that I can kind of get to those better ones faster and cut out the bad ones also faster. So that's kind of the numbers that we're looking like for the first week of May. I'll go ahead now and total up sort of like my prep fees and everything like that. And then I'll go ahead and show you guys what the net numbers are looking like for this first week. Okay, so for total overhead this week, we're looking at about a $3,500, pretty much almost $3,600 in overhead this week. So this big number here is obviously our prep per unit, which is still around $1.40. I'm still going to kind of see out how like the rest of April went to essentially figure out what our new numbers are going to be for May. So that includes like just general prep fees, and then on top of that, like general overhead. So we're still using some of the numbers from April, which if we take a look at our projection sheet, this is like kind of what we were looking like in April. So we're still going to be using some of those numbers there, but once we have more official numbers from the end of April, then we'll actually use those heading into March. So this is kind of the number that I was able to come up with, for this first week of May. And then if we go ahead and take that and subtract it from our gross profit here, you guys can see that we ended right around a 15K profit this week, which is really, really good. So hopefully that margin can continue to like stay pretty strong, and hopefully we can keep seeing returns like that just as time goes on. So now I'm going to go ahead, take this number, divide it by our sales, which should be pretty close to about 15% this week, and we'll see what the net margin's looking like. Okay, yep. So we just ended the week on about a 14.65% margin. So that's pretty good, especially because I don't really run that high of margins normally. I feel like it's usually more around like the 11 to 12% range. So seeing a almost 15% margin is really, really solid here for the first week of May. So now we're going to go ahead and just kind of get into what I was doing this week and essentially leading up to a vacation that I took. I am recording this now as I'm back from vacation, but I'll kind of touch on that and also give you guys some final thoughts on a little bit how like the vacation went and stuff. I might save that for next week, but we'll go ahead and just get into what I was doing this past week and everything. Okay, and I actually don't have a notepad written out for this week about like sort of what I was doing up until vacation because it was a lot of the same stuff that I was doing from the week prior, but I can give you guys some updates on essentially like where the software is, where the team is, and really everything I was doing leading up to me leaving for Miami Seller Conference, which I was able to actually meet a few of you guys who watch the channel there. So really appreciate you guys coming up and saying hi and everything like that. Super cool to meet some of you guys in person. So what I was actually doing for the first week of May essentially was just kind of preparing to go out of town, right? So really finalizing people more so on the team aspect. So we had one of our members of staff quit for good during this time. So what I had her do was essentially just compile everything that she does on a day-to-day basis into like an SOP, and that is going to be a written out and video SOP for us to then relay to whoever is going to essentially like take her position next. And the reason I did this was simply because I felt like I don't want to be left empty-handed when she's gone, especially because some of these tasks are just like very easy, but also can be messed up if you don't know what you're doing. So I had her do all of that before she left, was really helpful. And definitely while I was on vacation, our new guy, Miles, was able to kind of come in, help us out, and pretty much smooth sailing from there. In terms of all the software things that I was doing as well, a lot of that was repolishing what was already broken. So we finally did fix the prep center system to where we have like a fully auditing machine for prep center inquiries now with a ticket system and all that. So my main admin, she got to work on actually starting to go through those and actually getting caught up, which is, obviously going to be helpful because now we're actually dealing with stuff that's sitting in the prep center too long. So should start seeing some leakage money come back on that front as well. I did finish the cashback commissions portal also for the VAs, and I figured out how I'm going to probably pay them. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to do a structure to where it's likely going to be I'm going to pay out the VAs probably like on the middle of the month, and essentially I'm just going to take all of like the pending cash back that they earned from the prior month, and I'm just going to give them that paycheck on the 15th because I wanted to incentivize cashback more because I've seen that they've been really taking it more serious, and like obviously I make money if they make money, so it's kind of a win-win for everyone. And before we were doing quarterly payments on cashback, which I think is just too long, so I decided to move it to a monthly schedule, and we're just going to make it to where they get paid on the 15th or whenever the middle of the month is, and then they get paid in accordance to the entire prior month. And that way, if any pending cashback falls off, it's not going to be too much to where there's going to be a massive discrepancy essentially in what I'm paying them versus what they earned. So I just had to like figure it out and kind of like play around with how I wanted to do the scheduled payments, but I think that's going to be a great way to go about handling that. And then finally, I kind of left the team before I, was heading out just with like some final thoughts. And, I did the one-on-one meetings like I discussed in the last episode. So I kind of just left the team with some final thoughts, like you guys are responsible for this, and we're going to just see how this goes. And really what I was trying to think about as I was leaving for vacation was being conscious of all the areas in my business while I was on vacation that were not as efficient as they should be, or things that if I had better systems in place, they could take me less time, which means they would get done even if I'm not fully present. So I was able to gather quite a bit of good stuff that I'll talk about in next week's episode, which is things that are going to ultimately move the business and, move the needle forward. And then to talk a little bit about some struggles that I was going through from, that first week of May, I would really just say like having a lot of pressure to get things out and get things finished. I had to dial back some of the side projects I've been wanting to work on to actually make sure that the main business fulfillment is like good and everything is fine before I left. So a few side projects that I wanted to get completed early is just unfortunately going to be delayed. So I had to really focus in. Building software takes literally forever because you think you have a good idea, probably is a good idea, but then actually programming AI and no code to actually do it for you correctly can really be a pain in the ass. So I was just doing a lot of that and finalizing software changes and making sure that also I was getting SOPs out for the VAs and all that kind of stuff. So I would say a big struggle was definitely like time management and just really like going hard till the very end, which I felt like I did. And I'm happy I did because it was obviously like meaningful, and it's made my life a little bit easier now being able to speak on that in the present day. So just going to continue using that same mentality moving forward with a little bit more balance because I'm not staying up till, 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning anymore. That was just like a temporary kind of thing that I was doing, but really using that to kind of like fuel the fire and continue pushing for realistically, I think we'll do about 500,000 in the end of quarter 3. That's like a pretty fair goal. So it's kind of where I'm at with the series at this point, and we'll probably be going for 4 to 5 million. So really what I've learned from this past like last week in May is that a lot of the stuff that I think is working right now is going to be the same stuff that's going to get me to the higher numbers as the year goes on. And that's just going to be literally pouring more time into like my team, making sure that they're not working on stuff that doesn't make sense for their time. Like I think this coming week, I'm going to be teaching my sourcing VA repricing, and we're going to set up a better replen system. And, we're also going to set up something for like our manual sourcing loops and stuff like that to track those a little bit better. So now we're taking all the software implementations from the admin side and now bringing them over to the sourcing side, which I think is going to save me and my team a ton of time, which should ultimately drive a lot of top line revenue. And we're probably going to start pushing for some more ungates here soon as well, because I did see that that has been a good moat since a lot of people aren't really willing to go for them and they're obviously kind of random. So I think that's going to be another great moat to use just going forward. And that's like pretty much everything I was working on for, the first week of May. And like some of the stuff that I felt like was difficult was obviously like just continuing to stay consistent for that long of a time period. I mean, I think I was staying up pretty much like past midnight since March, like late March. So was definitely a sprint, but nonetheless very worthwhile, and like the numbers obviously show for it. So that's going to be pretty much everything for episode 18. Just wanted to fill you guys in on where we're at and where things are going. And yeah, with all that out of the way, I will catch you guys in next week's episode, which will be episode 19, which is crazy to say. So till then, I will see you guys then, and peace out.